Hey guys, welcome back to Tamiya Legends. Thanks for stopping by. So in this video we're looking at the Tamiya Super Modified 11-turn motor. One of Tamiya's hottest brushed motors. I actually thought it was the hottest, but I've been informed that they did quite a rare thing called a trans-speed that went down to 9 and 8 turn. But I've not seen many of them, and you needed a fancy Tamiya speed controller, a Voltec or something. Anyway, I looked online and I can't find any RPM information on the trans-speeds, whereas we know this is 38,000, so this is a bad boy brush motor. So let's have a look at the motor. Right, so that's the details of the motor. Let's just have a look at the changes I made to the top four since we last ran it. Right, this is my new setup. I was at this about 2 or 3 hours last night, but I'm really chuffed with it, how it's come out, and I've took my time on it, and it's nice and tidy. So obviously we've run this top force before, but now we've got brand new 2.4 gig radio gear. I've got a new steering servo in there. Got a new unlimited electronic brushed speedo, and obviously we've fitted the sport tune. So very quickly, what I've done is I bought a TSX35 sport servo. It's just a very basic sort of hobby servo. It was like $25, so nothing special, but it's more than adequate for what I do. This is the new speedo, which is called a New Rain 320A. And obviously it's a brushed. Now this will run Nimh and Lipo, but we're running Nimhs at the moment, and it's got a fan built into it. Unfortunately, due to the sort of restrictions in space on the top force, I've had to mount it on its side, because obviously it should have been sort of moved up 90 degrees, but it was just above the top deck. And I didn't realise I've wired it all up and stuck it down, but when the top force body, it comes down at quite a steep angle, and it was hitting on the corner. So anyway, I've mounted it on its side, and it's solid. Because of the shape of it, I had to put a bit of double-sided foam underneath just to support it, but it's absolutely solid now. So that's in place. We've also got this little micro receiver in there from the RC3S 4-channel radio gear that I'm using. That's nice and dinky. Little micro switch is stuck down. So that's that. As I say, I've changed the I had the shock mountings at the highest position on the front shock towers, but now I've just moved them down, because all we're doing now, obviously this car is just for the motor videos now, so I'm sort of getting it as low to the floor as I can so it handles better, but that just kind of makes all the difference. Obviously the top force is, when you sit it upright, it's got a load of clearance, but now it's about right. And obviously it does lift when it's running. So I think that's about sort of the stance it wants. So that's that. And then obviously we've got the Tamiya 11-turn Super Modified fitted. I've just had to reverse the throttle on the transmitter, which took me a bit of time to figure out, because it didn't seem to be getting full beans. But I'll stick a battery on it now and I'll show you. Right, that's it with the battery in. I'm really chuffed with the wiring on this. As I say, I took my time and I've done it all tie wrapped up and neat. Normally with my stuff, it's getting moved in and out of different cars, but this is going to be quite settled for a while, so I want it to take my time. And as I said earlier, the top force is terrible for space. Even the battery connectors and stuff can get in the way of the body, and it just sort of lifts up at the side, and it looks terrible when it's running. Anyway, I'm chuffed with that, so I'll just have a quick turn on the new radio gear. And it seems quite responsive. So that's that all set up, so that's ready to go. So let's get cracking. Right, here we go. Let's see what all the fuss is about. We'll just take it gently at the moment. I just want to make sure the steering and everything's working. God, I love the top force. Yeah, that's quick. We've got to remember, guys, this is not Lipo, this is Nimh. Building this new radio here. Damn, that's quick. This wouldn't be absolutely rising performance. I think the motor's from 2002. We've got to say we're running a 21 turn pinion as well, which is probably a little bit high, to be honest. This speedo is awesome, very responsive. Nice and rapid. So I was quite interested to see run time, probably about 4, maybe 5 minutes, and it's only 7.2, 2000 Nimh battery. So that's great performance. I mean, you imagine that on a 2S Lipo. You can discharge that battery quickly, but I mean, that is absolutely red hot. Motor is, it's hot, but it's not ridiculously hot considering it's just had a full battery through it. And the new speedo, which I am so chuffed with. I'll post a link to this speedo because I know a lot of you guys were after an unlimited brush one. That's not even warm. So I've got another battery. We'll just let the motor cool down a little bit and then we'll just have another little blast. So that's a new battery in. Probably been about 3-4 minutes. The motor's cooling down. I mean, as I say, it wasn't red hot. Now it's just a little bit sort of over warm, but I'll let it cool down a little bit more because I am running a 21 tooth pinion, which is probably a tad high for it, although it seems to pull pretty good, so it's pretty torquey. But I mean, this is 21 turn, you imagine dropping down to a 17 turn. Just while I'm waiting for it to cool down, I think obviously the idea of doing these separate motor videos, and then I'm going to do one big video from a 540 all the way through to a Super Modified, maybe even to a brushless. And we'll strap a GPS to it and sort of we'll measure out a little course in straight line, and we'll see what actual miles per hour we're getting from it. But that's pretty quick. Right, let's get it cracking again. What do you guys think of the ride height? Do you think it's sort of sat in the right place? I think it is. Smaller tooth pinion, it would really be a lot punchier. Right, that was awesome, wasn't it? I hope the speed comes across on camera. Sometimes it does and sometimes it doesn't. It's very hit and miss on video. But bear in mind how quick that was, and it's only a Nimh. You know, everyone's spoilt with LiPos nowadays. But you imagine, like, I don't know, a 2S 4000, put a proper heatsink on the motor, the alloy heatsink that bolts it to the top force, stronger prop shaft, and this thing will be ready to roll. So definitely want to see what speed it's doing on the GPS thing, but we'll have to leave that until I'm going to do that all in one hit, in one big video, as I say, from 540 on and all the motors up. So I think that's about all I've got to say on that. So in summary, that one didn't let me down. That's a very hot motor, and I still think it's got a little bit in the timing to give, but we don't want to kill it just yet, do we? So once again, thanks for watching. If you are new to this channel, please consider liking and subscribing. That'd be much appreciated to support us. We're putting weekly content out, and we've got some big stuff planned for 2019. So thanks for watching and happy RCing, guys.